So one of the 3 people that actually watch this show asked me to review one of my all-time favorite movies. I think the assumption is that I don't really enjoy the movies that I talk about on here because they're silly, ridiculous, and cheap. However, the opposite is true. I pride myself on how much I love movies that most people would consider bad. That being said, it can be a little difficult to make a video about a movie that's good, interesting, but I'm gonna try it. One of my all-time favorite movies, and something I probably watched every day as a child, Disney's Davy Crockett and the River Pirates. Davy Crockett and his best friend Georgie Russell are looking to sell the pelts of the animals they've unceremoniously murdered.
You ain't fooling me none. You ain't thinking about the price of furs. You're thinking about all that new country we're going to be looking at.
Actor Fess Parker, if you ask me, is the Davy Crockett. Many people have played the role, but none as iconic as Parker. He also played Daniel Boone in a TV series where he also wore a coonskin cap. Pretty confusing. You might also recognize Georgie Russell. He's played by Buddy Ebsen, who was Jed Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies. Davy and Georgie make it to town and begin asking around to see if anyone can take them downriver to New Orleans. This is when they meet Mike Fink, self-proclaimed King of the River.
Everybody knows who the captain of the Gully Wumper is. It's me, Mike Fink, King of the River.
Well, Captain, meet up with Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier.
I am the original ringtail roarer from the Thunder and Lightning country. I'm a real snorter and a headbuster. I can outrun, out-jump, out-sing, out-swim, out-dance, out-shoot, out-eat, out-break.
Out-talk?
Yeah, out-talk, out-cuss, and out-fight. Anybody in a whole Mississippi and Ohio rivers put together.
Wait a second, where have I heard that dialogue before?
I'm a ringtail roarer. I can draw faster, shoot straighter, ride harder, and drink longer than any man alive.
I guess Disney can plagiarize itself, right? Mike tells them he will take them to the big city for a price.
Yes, you and your furs all the way to Natchez or New Orleans for only $1,000 hard money.
Davy and Georgie are shocked. In the early 1800s, $1,000 was basically the modern-day equivalent of Bill Gates' entire estate. Discouraged by the fact that they don't have Elon Musk money, they approach an old man sitting at another boat.
Hey, are you really Davy Crockett?
Why, sure.
I'm Captain Cobb.
This is my friend Georgie Russell.
Glad to know you.
Howdy.
So Captain Cobb informs our heroes that he can take them downriver, but they'll have to find a crew of 6 men. Say, Frank, could I get a ride to the video store? I need to trade in my copy of the 1977 classic, Yeti, Giant of the 21st Century.
Yeah, sure. We gotta make a stop at the liquor store first, though. Name's Captain Corncob. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I know who you are. I've known you for like 10 years.
Yeah, you're Aaron, or, yeah. Hop on in, buddy.
Davy and Georgie begin their search. Georgie ends up trying to recruit one of Mike Fink's men and pays the price. They force him to get drunk.
Come on now, square off. You're gonna be a riverman. You gotta learn how to drink like one.
Davy finds some crew members, but then discovers that Georgie is completely inebriated and riding a chandelier. It turns out that Georgie has agreed to race Mike's crew to New Orleans. If Davy and his team lose, they give up their pelts, but if they win...
I'll eat my hat, red feather and all!
The race starts, and clearly Davy's crew is facing a steep learning curve. But we get to hear some awesome music.
Girls run and hide, brave men shiver. I'm Mike Fink, king of the river.
Mike Fink's song contains the lines, "He's a real depopulator," and
Born to mean to die.
man, those could be metal lyrics. And then of course Davy's song, which is timeless.
Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
The group that sang the Ballad of Davy Crockett, the Wellingtons, did a ton of music for Disney movies and TV shows. But not just Disney, they sang the theme song for the first season of the worst television show of all time, Gilligan's Island. From here, a lot of things happen. Fink's crew tries to sabotage Davy several times. They put a fake marker up that leads Davy and his crew down some rapids. Mike also sneaks underwater and takes the bolts off of their rudder. You know, Rodney likes to cheat at races too.
On your marks. Get set.
Davy and Georgie get past all these obstacles. The race becomes neck and neck when a group of American Indians emerge from a cavern and attack Mike's boat. Davy and team help to fight them off. It is revealed to the audience that this is just a group of white guys dressing as Indians and robbing boats. After killing a bunch of people, Davy and Mike get away and make it to the final stretch of the race.
So you want to play rough?
Davy's boat barely wins the race. Wait, where's the rest of his crew? Did they all just drown? Anyways, Mike fulfills his part of the deal and eats his hat. Now you may think that this is the end of the movie, and you would be forgiven for that. See, this movie was originally 2 episodes of a Disney miniseries that were cut together to make it a feature-length film. And now it's time for our proverbial trivia segment. Davy Crockett and the River Pirates is a prequel to Disney's other film, Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. The latter ends with Davy Crockett dying at the Alamo. Disney realized they had screwed up royally by killing him off so soon because Davy Crockett had become a pop culture phenomenon and a cash cow. Back in the 50s, when these shows came out, Davy Crockett was as big, if not bigger, than Harry Potter. This would last for decades too. When I was a kid in the 90s, Disneyland was carrying coonskin caps and pistols to commemorate Davy Crockett. In fact, Disneyland still has the Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes ride. They also had the Mike Fink keelboat ride. It closed in 1997 because one afternoon it capsized and injured all the guests on board. All that being said, Disney had to find a way to continue cashing in on this character. Okay, so the second act is a little more straightforward. Mike Fink drops Davy and Georgie off on the shore. Davy gives Mike a couple of gifts, a cannon and a new hat. And they realize that they've become friends through this whole ordeal.
You bushwhackers ever get a hankering to be rivermen again, look me up. All right, get back your pulling, you fork-tailed scorpion!
They bid farewell and head off in search of the Chickasaw tribe to buy horses. They actually end up being held prisoner by the Chickasaws until the chief realizes who Davy Crockett is. You see, Davy Crockett has always been a friend to the Chickasaw tribe. The chief tells Davy that even though they appear to be Indians, the river pirates are not any tribe he knows of. This is when Davy realizes that they must be bandits dressing as Indians. The chief then lets him know that the Chickasaw will be going to war with these men. Realizing what a disaster that would be, Davy convinces the chief to let him take care of it. Davy goes back to the well one more time and enlists the help of Mike Fink.
Don't make no difference whether them pirates are red or white. Me and my skullbusters will make mincemeat out of them.
Since the river pirates seem to know which boats to rob, they must be hanging around nearby towns to figure out what people are transporting. So our team dresses Mike up like a banker and goes to a tavern to brag about all the gold they're carrying.
Well, if you're referring to them Injun pirates, well, we ain't carrying nothing they'd want. No gun, no powder, not even no whiskey. Just a cargo of old Spanish gold.
This catches the ear of a banjo player, and he asks for a ride downriver. With the banjo man in tow, they head off. When they get close to the cavern, he starts playing a catchy song.
And her hair's the color of yaller gold. The color of yaller gold.
This is a signal to the pirates that the boat is carrying gold. The pirates attack them, but Davy, Mike, and friends dispose of them pretty quickly. The three main pirates start to get away, but Davy and Georgie follow them to the inside of their cavern. A brief fight ensues, but these criminals are also killed at the hand of Davy Crockett. One of them almost gets away, but Mike Fink is waiting outside to bash him on the head. Now, I'm sure you'll agree that that movie was a blast. I'll see you guys next time.
Hand over the movie.
Okay, fine. You better put down that moving picture, son.
Great job, idiot. You let him get away with my movie.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Maybe you should go ahead and get your own ride.
You don't mean that, Frank. Frank! Not even allowed.